to the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
All right, basement dwellers, we back in this motherfucker. Episode 44, Basement Boy Banter. We're back. Purple Cup, full effect. And I mean full effect. I'm Thor. That's Brian. Special guest in the house. We got Chad, my main man. We went and saw Deadpool on Thursday. Shit was crazy. We talked about. Watch the review. It's on the channel already. We're Basement Boy Banter. What do we do? Brian, what do we do?
We review The Week in Nerd.
You're damn right we do. That's what we do on this fucking show. So get with it. Or get the fuck out. We don't even care. We don't even care. Purple Cup, full effect. Did I mention that? If I didn't, you're welcome. I'll save that for later. I'm Thor. That's Brian, as mentioned. That's Chad. Is that the second time I said that?
Yes.
2 times. Because know the fucking names. Know the names. Know the game. Keep it real. That's all I'm going to say. Keep it real. All right, let's start it off. Who doesn't like fucking My Little Pony?
Not me.
You don't like My Little Pony? I'm done with you. You like My Little Pony?
To an extent.
To an extent. Who likes Emily Blunt?
Everyone.
I like Emily Blunt.
That's universal.
Than, My Little Pony.
Lean in a little bit. You gotta get louder.
Sorry.
All right. No, we're good. We're good. My Little Pony, Emily Blunt. That's for real shit. I'm not even making... It sounds like I'm making it up. If I didn't know better, I think I would be making it up. But Emily Blunt got cast in the My Little Pony movie. I don't know. I mean, we normally wouldn't even talk about My Little Pony, but it's Edge of Tomorrow, badass Emily Blunt in My Little Pony.
We got the Full Metal Bitch in there.
Full Metal Bitch in My Little Pony. Just wrap your head around that. You know, just marinate on that. Does that make you want to see My Little Pony, Brian?
Oh, I'm gonna have to now.
I'd agree more so than before.
I'll be there opening night. The Humps
In line with all the little girl.
Oh, the Huntsman. That would be a good movie. That's the porn version of the Huntsman. The Huntsman. You ever seen that one?
Can we trademark that quick, or do you
Snow
think
White
it's
and the
already
Huntsman?
used?
That better be already fucking used. Porn guys, if you haven't made the Huntsman yet, the fuck? Like, seriously, I'm giving you gold over here.
Get on it.
Right? That's what she said. Or that's what he said? That's what he said. My Little Pony, Emily Blunt. It's really happening. Just, that's all I'm going to leave you with. I don't even fucking know on this point. So let's talk about a couple movies started shooting this week. Well, a couple movies you might be interested in. 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. 2, little movie called Star Wars Episode 8. You got any interest in that?
I was a fan of the most recent one, yes.
7.
I would agree. I was a fan of the most recent one.
What are you more excited for, Episode 8 or Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
That's not a fair question.
Oh, it is a fair question. I didn't even say I was going to pose it either. I'm just throwing that out of left field.
Let me say Guardians 2, because I trust Star Wars will be good.
Chad?
I'll flat out say Guardians 2 because I'm not as huge a geek as you guys.
On the Star Wars side.
On the Star
Wars
side.
a huge geek.
Yes.
Don't sell yourself short. You're a huge geek.
I'm a bigger comic book geek than I am a Star Wars geek.
Than a Star Wars geek?
Yeah.
For me, Episode 8, I mean, I
course.
love me some GOTG. Like, I love me some Guardians of the Galaxy. Don't get me wrong. Maybe my second favorite Marvel movie all time, and that's right behind Avengers, Guardians, Winter Soldier, if I had to rank them. But Star Wars Episode 8, I got questions. I need answers. Rian Johnson, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that, he is gonna direct the shit out of that movie. I don't even. What happens to Kylo Ren? What happened to Phasma? I got too many questions. Star Wars.
Oh, you know what I heard?
What?
And this is a little side tangent.
Let's go.
You know Phasma's armor? Do you know what that's made from?
Chrome.
It's that same stuff that the Naboo cruisers are, those like stealthy ships.
Oh yeah,
or
the shiny ones.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's the exact same material.
That.
That's so cool.
That's That's nice. That's a good.
Martin told me
that's
that
a good
one.
little fact. Thank you, Martin. Martin, friend of the show. He's been on before. Check out old episodes. It was a while ago. I can't remember the fucking number. I mean, I got a lot of shit going on. Purple Cup. Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, so going back to the Guardians of the Galaxy shit. No Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy. Huge part of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Thanos was. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, no Thanos. Now, why I bring that up is because I believe, and I may be wrong about this, that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the last movie before Infinity War Part 1, which you would assume would try to set up Infinity War in some aspect. But that may mean we might not get Guardians meeting Avengers in Infinity War like we've talked about.
I disagree. I think it's a stronger point that they will be in.
Right.
Because you don't want to, you want to trick people. You want to be like, oh, there's no Thanos in this. And then all of a sudden, boom, Guardians.
Hit him with the swerve, like wrestling. You got him with the swerve, the heel turn. I hear you. I feel that. That's, I hadn't even wrapped. That's a new concept to me. That's a new concept to me. I'm gonna be honest on that. I like where your head's at. I like where we're going with this. That sounds logical. So, are you cool with no Thanos, or what do you think? You think like after what he said, you with that, or are you like, wait a minute, no Thanos? Like, what the fuck?
I like Brian's theory.
Brian's got some good theories. He's a smart guy. I mean,
but I've been wrong more than Thor, so we'll see.
I'm wrong plenty. I mean, I got a track history of wrongness that's beyond. We don't even have time.
It's all the life experience, because you've
I'm
lived
old.
like 3 of my lifetimes.
Wow. You don't have to say shit like that. He's actually older
Yeah,
than
I'm
me.
way older than Thor.
Not way older. He's a little bit older than I am. But, like, there's a difference in ages, and mine's younger.
Yes, it is.
So, for the first time, well, not the first time, but one of the first times on the show, I'm not the oldest person on the panel.
God, that's got to be a rarity. Not being the oldest person in the room.
You're a dick. I don't even. Oh, who likes Han Solo? Hands?
Everyone.
Who doesn't? It's fucking Harrison
I have
Ford.
both my hands.
That's good. Who knows what he's doing with him under the table now? I'm a little concerned, but that's a different time. Good. Hold your water. That's better.
Your water.
Han Solo confirmed 2018 release date on the Han Solo flick. I
heard about that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? I'm a little trepidatious still until I hear who they cast as a young Han Solo, because them are some big shoes to fill. Mm-hmm. I mean,
I think that's bigger news than Spider-Man was when they were bouncing around. I think
who they're gonna cast as Spider-Man. It is. It's because Spider-Man's been different people already. Mm-hmm. Han Solo's never been anybody other than Harrison Ford. Exactly.
And soon to be Clint Eastwood's son. That's a callback to an episode no one saw.
Bam. 41, the lost episode. Someday, maybe. I'm not smart. Just gonna throw that out there. Han Solo. I'm still not 100% on this movie. Like, Rogue One, I'm with. Like, Rebels stealing the plans for the Death Star, I'm on board. Episode 8, obviously. But then it's Han Solo. Or wait, it goes, Rogue One in 2016, Episode 8 in 2017, Han Solo in 18, Episode 9 in 19. So, I don't know that we need a Han Solo movie, but I'm not opposed to a Han Solo movie. And it's directed by Lord Miller, who did Things. Lego Movie. Mm-hmm. They wrote Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, Cops. 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. They've done a lot of things. Just look up Lord Miller. They're directing the new Han Solo movie. They're going to be the directors of the new Han Solo movie, which is one of only a few teams. You think of like the Russo brothers, Lord and Miller. You don't have a lot of team directors that aren't brothers. Lord and Miller are like one of the only ones I can think of that actually direct, like co-direct. They're both directors, but they're two separate people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You picking up what I'm putting down? Totally. So...
I smell what you're cooking.
Yes, you do. So what do you think, Han Solo movie? Are you cool with the Han Solo movie? Is that something you're interested in seeing?
I would see it, yes, because
you're not a huge Star Wars guy, like you said. Like, I'm huge. I'll see anything fucking Star Wars. I don't care.
Han Solo is a core character.
Yeah, he's big.
And it was kind of brutal seeing how he...
Well, spoilers.
Oh. Sorry.
That's all right.
That's fine.
Han Solo
They-
died in the
hey,
last movie.
If they haven't seen it yet, they deserve it to be spoiled.
They shouldn't even be.
that's true.
It's been out for long enough. I don't even think it's in theaters anymore.
Even when the old guy's seen it, that's yeah. Okay, so Han, that was bad seeing him go out like that.
Yeah, no, that was a, when we first did the review, I was lukewarm on that scene, and then after seeing the movie 5 times, I actually stayed awake for the whole time. One of the times I saw it, like I made it through the whole movie, and
That's not a judge on the quality. That's the judge on him.
That's just straight. Yeah, I have
That's
problems.
just Thor in his solo cup.
Well, they put these fucking leather recliners in the theater I go to, and I'm not gonna blame the recliners for why I fall asleep.
He just blamed the recliner.
But if I'm laying down while watching a movie, and usually half in the tank,
in a warm, dark place.
in a warm, dark place, which is usually where I lie, unless I'm in the gutter.
When he's not in
I
basements,
tend to
he's
fall
in warm,
asleep.
dark places.
When I'm not in basements nor gutters, I'm in warm, dark places, half drunk, falling asleep. That's where you can usually find me. So, check for me, because I'm usually there and I could use some help. What the fuck were we talking about? Han Solo?
Han Solo.
Han Solo. Good times. Good times. 2018. Look out. Give me a fucking announcement on who it's going to be, and I'll give a shit. What's going on from there? Hey, we watched a bunch of trailers earlier. Me and these two, we watched a bunch of shit on YouTube. We didn't have a show last week because somebody was sick and was a giant pussy. I'm not even gonna say who, but he's drinking right now.
Oh, that wasn't me.
It wasn't me. No, Chad, it was not you, sir. It was me. So there were a bunch of commercials during the Super Bowl. FYI, if you've never watched the Super Bowl, they show commercials during that sporting event, and they're usually bigger commercials. And this time we got a shit ton of movie trailers. And then, out of fucking nowhere, what was it? What's today? Saturday? Today Saturday? Perfect, Saturday. I'm going to say Thursday. I think it felt like a Thursday. It was a Thursday thing. All of a sudden, fucking Thursday, they dropped this last Batman vs. Superman trailer. So we're going to wrap the Super Bowl trailers and we'll separate it. I changed my mind on the fly. Sorry, guys. Let's do the Super Bowl commercials first. Then we'll go on to BVS. Super Bowl commercials. So we had Jungle Book. We had X-Men Apocalypse. We had the Batman vs. Superman airline commercials.
The Turkish ones.
Yep, Turkish Airlines. We had Deadpool. And we had Civil War. We're going to go with those 5. We're going to go with those 5. Out of those 5, favorite, least favorite, stood out, what'd you like, what you didn't like. Chad, start us off.
Deadpool.
That was good. It was a good spot. It was a good spot, definitely. What else stood out?
The Civil War was making you want to see it more.
That was an interesting spot. That one's one for me that definitely grabbed me because especially the spot where Bucky shoots and he's got the just the hand of the Iron Man suit on him, and then when they show the lineups at the end, that
It's set up real good.
It did.
I like that one. I wouldn't say it was my favorite out of them.
What was your favorite?
I love these Batman versus Superman.
Airlines.
It's similar to the marketing that Deadpool did, but it feels more like they're trying to act like rich because it's the two big companies
Right.
or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
and
Wayne
whatever.
Enterprises and LexCorp.
Lex.
LexCorp. What did I say?
Lex.
Whatever.
Which is
Either or.
so funny because when we started watching the first one, and they're like, Turkish Airlines, blah blah blah. I had skipped it on a YouTube video, when they 10-second skip ad.
Yeah.
So I had seen the beginning part already. So when he started, I was like, this is probably that ad. And then all of a sudden, he moved the mouse and I saw the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, no, this is actually what we're supposed to be watching. I love that they hide the ads like that and they make them...
Realistic.
It feels like they're trying to make it our world.
Right.
So it connects it a little more. So it feels more like DC is the real world and makes you want to see it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's good marketing.
You know what I really loved, and probably might be the weakest movie out of the bunch? Did I even say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2?
Nope.
When I was counting them out?
Nope.
Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 gets added in that. Because Krang. When he taps that glass and the fucking pink brain thing, I can't wait for that movie. I actually like the first. Like we've talked about this before. The first one's not a bad movie. Like Transformers sucks, especially everyone since the first one, and more especially the last one. The fourth one. We established that weeks ago. Fourth one. Those are all garbage. But even though Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a Michael Bay production, it was directed by one of his underlings or proteges, and he did a really good job. I like
That's
that
actually
movie.
the credit in the movie is Michael Bay's underling.
That's it. Well, all right.
Directed by Michael Bay's underling.
One of our upcoming topics, we'll get more into Michael Bay and Transformers, unfortunately. I just think of that picture with him giving the middle finger to everybody. That's pretty much whatever. Later. Focus, Thor.
Turtles.
Super Bowl commercials. I liked, probably my favorite one though. I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but the X-Men Apocalypse one.
Really?
That one really sold me. I was already sold in the movie. And let's be honest, I'm not gonna fucking skip a superhero movie. I don't give a fuck if it's not named Fantastic Four. I probably won't skip it. And if Fantastic Four is about to Marvel, I'll actually see that shit. But if it's not called that, I'll see it. The Civil War one was good, but I was already amped for Civil War. The Batman vs Superman stuff was cool. Deadpool, I didn't really need because it was like so close. I was already so jacked up for that movie. But the X-Men Apocalypse, I liked the first trailer. I liked everything I've seen, like concept art stuff that we've talked about over the past, months. But I really wasn't sold on the movie until I saw Psylocke cut that car in half and Olivia Munn's cleavage fly into the forefront.
That's a bonus.
I was
She cut the
sold
car in half with her cleavage.
right there. Well, no, she cut it in half with a sword and her psychic abilities, but the cleavage was just it was like it's like the cherry on top of a sundae. It's an added benefit to the trailer itself. Plus, seeing Apocalypse like grow and what he was saying through the trailer, that was
Was it
also
because
cool.
he saw her cleavage?
I don't know. I'm pretty much at this point only thinking of the cleavage. I mean, that's what really sold the movie for
So
me.
you wish you would transfer that power to her?
I mean, whatever. I hope Psylocke's in that movie a bunch. Olivia Munn.
Honestly, that was the weakest one for me, and not because it wasn't good. I just
See, you loved everything.
I love the
Apocalypse.
whole X-Men Apocalypse trailer
Right.
a lot, but that one felt like they just were like, okay, cut all the good parts out of the trailer, add a couple things in there,
You
and
have 30 seconds for like $20 million. What do
I
you want them to
agree.
do?
but some of those other ones I think were put together a little better with the 30 seconds. They gave you a
Yeah.
little bit more. And that's not to say that it was bad. They're all pretty darn good. But if I had to pick the weakest out of them, I think that's the one I'd probably go with.
Did we mention Jungle Book?
You mentioned it, yeah.
I did?
He didn't talk about it yet. But you
All right,
mentioned
that was not unfortunately, but that was probably one of the most impressive trailers because that was like a 2-minute and 17-second trailer, which Disney, damn, throwing out fucking dollars for that shit. That was probably the most impressive trailer. Hearing Christopher Walken as an orangutan,
That's like the best part of that
King
movie.
that is
honestly.
literally worth the price of admission. I will pay to see that movie just to hear Chris. And if he sings that song that the monkeys sing, what is it like? You want to be like you, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh.
Oh my god! If Christopher Walken breaks out,
He
the
would.
song and
He
dance.
would do
I'm-
that. If they asked him, he'd be like, "Of course, I'm Christopher." Walken."
There better be some fucking cowbell. Like, just throw some cowbell in that fucking song. Like, I don't even care. I got
Bill
a fever.
Murray as Baloo is
I got-
pretty interesting too.
Right.
They got some good cast on that. The only thing I'm shaky on is the snake's caw. Right? That's the name of the snake.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson voices the snake.
Not huge on that. Not because I don't like Scarlett Johansson,
Oh, I see.
but the snakes, from what I remember, because I've Googled it and whatnot, and because I was like, I thought it was a guy who was the snake.
I think it was.
It was, yeah. The
But see,
snake
all I can remember
was
is-
originally a male.
All I can remember is Hiss from Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Remember the Hiss snake from Robin Hood, the animated one. Then he gets all drunk in the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that's coming to me right now.
I can't imagine.
Me neither.
I think the snakes, I think they look very similar.
Yeah, they do. Snakes look similar. Next. I don't know. Oh. Let's talk about that Batman vs Superman trailer. Like, let's
knock it out.
Let's delve into this motherfucker. So, like I said a couple minutes ago, before we talked about other things, there was a Batman vs Superman trailer that dropped out of nowhere. It's supposedly the final. That was air quotations.
It wasn't out of nowhere.
It was
out of nowhere for you.
It was kind of out of nowhere.
Those who had it on their Deadpool, it wasn't out of nowhere. Because one of my friends was like, oh, it's going to go on Deadpool. And I was like, we'll see. And it was on there. And I bet you money that's why they dropped it.
I was expecting them to drop it. I was expecting them to... Yeah, you're right. They said they were going to attach a trailer to Deadpool, so it technically wasn't out of nowhere. Whatever. It dropped Thursday morning.
Gypped.
We did get gypped. Going back to the
I
Deadpool
always
review.
get the good trailers.
He does. This dude gets trailers in front of his movies that are awesome, and I get trailers in front of my movies that are fucking Angry Birds.
We got 2. No.
Or the Grimsby Brothers, or whatever the fuck that movie's called. That looks like trash.
We had Jungle Book and
no, we didn't have Jungle Book. We had Keanu, which that actually looks pretty funny, and then we had the Brothers Grimsby.
Okay.
With Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong.
Yeah.
See, I had God,
and
I always get 5 or 6 trailers.
X-Men Apocalypse and Batman vs Superman, the new one, and he gets a bunch of good shit.
It's okay to be jealous.
I'm not
totally jealous.
We're not talking about this again. We talked about this on the review. We don't need to rehash old shit. Batman vs Superman trailer, the last one, air quotes, before the movie comes out. We're about a month and a week away from Batman vs Superman. Like, wrap your heads around that.
Is that March?
March 25th. March 20. Look right. Oh, it doesn't say. It just says 2016. Well, 3/25/16 is the date. But the new Batman vs Superman trailer. Let me break it down for you real quick. We got to see Batman whoop ass. Mm-hmm. Alfred looked hilarious. Batman stop a Superman punch, and the internet freaked out over it. There's 1,000 memes about it and GIFs and all that, the GIF bullshit or whatever it is. There's tons of stuff out there. Look for it if you want. I don't give a fuck. But the trailer was amazing. After the last trailer, we had me and Brian, you haven't been on the show before, but me and Brian had kind of cooled on everything. We saw Doomsday, we saw the second trailer, and we were kind of like, eh. You know what I mean? Like, Jesse Eisenberg, I fucking hate.
I saw you guys talk. I watch him.
Oh, yeah, no, I know you do. Much love. But we were cool on it. We had.
Yeah, I enjoyed it more than you, but I agree. We were
trepidatious going into the movie. Then this trailer fucking drops, and all that's gone in a second. When I saw that opening sequence where he drops him off on the second floor, and that dude just wrecks all them Asian dudes, and I mean, just Batman just cleans house with Asians. It wasn't even funny, but he rock bottoms that one guy. He slams that other dude on his head, like he punches him so hard he flips over and then lands on the crown of his head. And then the one shot everyone's talking about. Superman throws a punch and Batman blocks it, and the look on Henry Cavill's face, I mean, he could not have played that scene any more perfectly. He looks at it and he's like, what the fuck? And I've heard from people, how could Batman beat Superman? Well, first off, you don't read enough comics and you're an idiot. That's number one. Number two, if you don't know now you know.
Knowing's half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. And the more you know, isn't that a slogan?
K. Zoolander.
What did you think about the trailer? Brian, go.
I really liked it. It feels like these trailers have been a little bit, like, I felt like the first one was a little bit more Batman or Superman centric.
The Comic-Con one? The Comic-Con trailer.
The one where they like spray painted the statue and stuff.
Yep, Comic-Con trailer. Yep.
And then the trailer 2 was a little bit more, like, it was showing off Lex Luthor and the villain in that one.
It was more of a Dawn of Justice trailer than a Batman vs Superman trailer.
And this one felt more Batman centered. And I don't mean like the entire trailer is them. I mean, they put a little bit more focus on that character and where they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
And I like that to get our Batman.
Well, it brought the focus. Like, the first trailer was Batman vs. Superman. Then the second trailer was Dawn of Justice. Then this third trailer is back to focusing on the Batman vs. Superman.
But still had a decent
aspect.
amount of Wonder Woman in
Well,
it.
we finally got a line from Wonder Woman, we've been waiting for a long time. She finally spoke. Like, I've met a lot of girls like you. I don't think you, or something about you don't know any girls like me or something like that. It was hot, whatever. Like, Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot's smoking. She was a model. Like, she wasn't even an actress before. Like, her start was modeling and stuff like that. Whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that. But Chad, Batman vs Superman trailer. You watched it. What'd you think?
Batman was like, oh, he kicks my ass. And he comes through that window and cleans the house. And I liked it. And then I really wasn't sold on Affleck, but the scenes I've been seeing of him as Bruce,
Yup.
I'm getting more sold on it.
Yup. Anybody who didn't want Affleck to Batman, where are you at now? Like, where are you at? Like, watch that trailer. Watch how badass he is. That is the most violent Batman we have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the Turkish one, the Affleck aspect of that too. When
because he's the playboy
when he's
billionaire.
being Bruce Wayne, he does Bruce Wayne really well.
Oh, I think he's gonna kill it. I think he is gonna kill it as
And
Batman.
Definitely pulling off the Dark Knight aspect is how intense he was getting about the whole Superman.
If there's even a 1% chance. Like, when he's talking to Alfred, Jeremy Irons as Alfred, I think that's going to be the best Alfred we've gotten since Batman the Animated Series. Because just when he was in the plane, and he's like, I'm going to drop you off on the second floor. And then when he gets back to the cave, and he's like, I'm getting slow, I'm getting old. And he's like, well, I mean, you haven't killed yourself at this age, not for lack of trying. And then Batman, like, cocks his head at him. Like, dude, that's...
You're too old to die young or something is what he said.
That is the classic, like, Alfred, Batman, or Bruce Wayne back and forth, you know? Like, Alfred is the only dude who gets to talk to Batman like he talks to him. No one else gets to say that shit to Batman except Alfred.
Didn't Michael Caine's...
Well, Michael Caine's Batman was good, or I mean, Michael Caine's Alfred was.
He wasn't bad.
Wait, what did I just say?
But
yeah,
but he felt a little bit more like naggy, whereas this feels more like he doesn't want him to do it. Yeah, it's more like, hey,
he's
dumbass.
Super sarcastic with it. Yeah, like he's.
I like the hey dumbass part.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely. That was a good trailer. That got me back on board. Like, I was like, I don't know. Like, that trailer right there got me back 100%. Like, I'm back. I can't wait. Let's go. Like,
still not sold on Lex Luthor at all.
Well, no, I fucking hate Jesse Eisenberg. Like, I have,
know my opinion.
I have made my point, or
like
my feelings on him. He thinks it's a ruse. So what he thinks is, so how Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne and then he's Batman, he thinks like the Jesse Eisenberg that plays all goofy is like his persona in public, but then when everything goes...
And a defense of my argument is, in the second trailer, they have a meeting of Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, and Lex Luthor. They're all together.
When they're at the party.
Who are all at the party.
Where they shake
so
hands.
Both the two heroes are in their alter egos. They're pretending to be people.
It's
So
Clark
wouldn't
Kent and
it
Bruce
wouldn't it
Wayne.
make sense that Lex Luthor is in an alter ego, the non-badass villain? He is being his facade.
I can't argue with his thought process on that one.
That's a good theory.
I pray he's right, because
That's the other thing. I like him if they go some kind of direction with that. If he's literally that, like, ooh, the whole movie, I'll be on your team. I'll be like, yeah, that was too much.
And you'll find out in a month and some change when we do the Superman or Batman vs Superman review, because we will definitely be reviewing that fucking movie, because I'll see that 5 times, 6 times, half a dozen.
Well, it depends on
how
how
quality.
Yeah,
It depends on quality.
Jesse Eisenberg's role.
Star Wars is at 5. Deadpool is at 2 after tomorrow, with probably a third before it comes out of theaters. Definitely in the works. Don't think I'll quite get to 5. At one point I thought I'd see it more times than The Force Awakens, but we'll see. I want that director's cut. I really want that fucking director's cut. Did we talk about the sequel yet?
Well, I think we've mentioned it. We've
We
tiptoed
mentioned that-
around
We
it.
mentioned that in the review, but I mean in the show, because that's when I really want to talk about the sequel and the
Go for
post-credit. But we haven't talked about it
I don't
yet?
think so.
We have not.
Perfect. Okay, well, we'll get to that momentarily. No. Now?
Yeah.
Now.
Do it.
Brian says now, so we'll do it now. So, post-credit scene in Deadpool. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. The post-credit scene in Deadpool, they say for sure, and this isn't even a spoiler alert at this point because it's been widely reported. But
Oh yeah, FYI, you have to wait till the very end of the credits.
yeah, the second post-credit scene, which comes right after the first post-credit scene. So wait until the very, 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 very end of the film. But so the Ferris Bueller esque post-credit scene in Deadpool talks about Deadpool 2 is greenlit. It's getting made by the studio, and cable is going to be in it. 100% guaranteed on all those facts. They said it in the movie in the second post-credit scene, so you can take that to the bank. There you go. There you go. I was pumped. Plus, that means X-Force movie is highly likely at this point. We've all seen Deadpool. We have a review on it. You can watch it and find out our thoughts on that. We're not talking about the movie. We're just talking about the sequel and cable. Chad, just based on that, you know that there's going to be a sequel and you know cable is going to be in it. How excited are you for this to happen?
Fairly jacked up.
Fairly jacked up. Understatement.
See, I'm excited only because I liked Deadpool, but I wouldn't say I'm like jacked up.
Over the moon, motherfuckers. Over the moon. Cable, finally, in a movie? Yes, please. And with Deadpool, and with a bigger budget, and we're getting a sequel. I mean, there's... I don't even know where to begin with
I just get worried with the bigger budget. It's one of those things where so many movies went from low budget masterpieces and then got too much money and cycled down a toilet.
Let me just say this. Ryan Reynolds. He is the executive producer on Deadpool. He has championed this movie for over a decade. He is Deadpool. He will be Deadpool for as long as he wants to be him. He will not let this character down. He will not. If the studio makes money, and if they hit that 130 that they've been talking about, 120, if they even break 100, it's not like Trank with Fantastic Four, where the studio's gonna meddle. It's gonna end up like Bryan Singer with X-Men. Do what you need to do. We trust you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That builds trust. Building and I trust in Ryan Reynolds. I trust in his view and like who he gets on to write. If they bring back the same writers, the same director, everything stays the same from 1 to 2, and they just up the budget from $40 million to $90 million, so they can bring in 3 X-Men instead of 2 X-Men. So that, you know what I mean? So they can have actual
Which reminds me, I didn't mention it in the review, but I like Wolverine's cameo. Didn't we talk about how there were reports there was going to be
spoiler alert?
We already said spoiler alert.
Oh, we did. All right. Well, there was a Wolverine.
That's what I love.
Cameo,
that's what I love.
Technically, but it was Deadpool wearing a cutout of Hugh Jackman's face from a magazine with the eyes and mouth cut out.
Stapled to his face.
Stapled to his face.
I love that.
Unbelievable.
I love that.
Unbelievable.
They said there's a cameo, and that was it.
Yep. No, that was great.
I think that was better than actually getting him to do a cameo.
That was. I mean, that was pretty good. The way they use Easter eggs in that movie is just amazing.
It was better than walking in the bar and having to say "fuck off."
Right, from like X-Men,
which was still pretty funny.
Yeah, First Class. That was a good cameo in First Class. But Deadpool 2, I think we're all on board. I think we're all good. Cable, I'm pumped for Cable. There's an actor out there, I can't remember his name, but he already is like throwing his name out there for the role. And he's like super grayed out with a beard, and he's got guns. He's already training for it. I wish I could remember his name, but Purple Cup. You like Sonic the Hedgehog?
No. Sorry.
You like Sonic the Hedgehog?
It was a cool game.
Jesus Christ. Sonic the Hedgehog is getting a live-action movie in 2018, and apparently the two people sitting to the left of me don't give a shit.
Hey,
So
if you've played a Sonic game recently, you'd probably be more on our team.
I haven't played a Sonic game in
That's what I
probably
thought,
half a decade. Fuck you. I remember the first fucking Sonic. All right, I remember the original Sega Genesis.
Well, of course, that came out when you were in your prime, 25, 26.
I'm gonna knife you tonight. I am gonna so fucking knife you tonight. I was a young lad at the time. I was no older than
He was in his roaring
10.
20s.
fuck off 10. Sonic the Hedgehog was the shit, but they're making a live action. Okay, it's not a live act. It's a live action CG hybrid, and that's got me even more fucking nervous than if they were just doing a live action movie. Because Sonic's got a cool world onto itself. Like, you've got Sonic, Tails, Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, but now they've
Shadow.
started including a lot more humans into it, and
Fuck
it's
that.
weird. It's really weird because you'll see Sonic,
Right.
and he's short. He's like up to people's like knees, and he's like talking and interacting with normal humans. Super weird.
So think about Smurfs or Chipmunks or any of those shit movies that Sony makes that has hybrid live action CGI.
Hey, don't be knocking on Doogie and the Smurfs.
Those are horrible fucking movies. You've watched them?
I may
They're
have seen them.
bad. They're horrible. I watched 5 minutes of one of those shitholes, and I was like, nope. I got better shit to do.
And then he fell asleep.
Maybe, but that's my business. Things happen.
Things happen.
Those are the only good half CGI, half live action hybrid there has ever been.
Yogi Bear.
No, God, what the fuck?
Garfield?
My God, man. Paddington or
That was really good. Paddington was really good.
or Roger Rabbit. Only two good ones that were ever made in the history of. And Roger Rabbit wasn't even CGI.
No,
they were
that
still
was
using fucking
animation.
animation
Yeah.
back.
But
I'm
that one
saying
was a
hybrid.
classic.
Yeah.
That one was
Classic
good.
shit. Classic shit.
I think it's doable, and I
They're-
think the Sonic fans will like it.
They're gonna fuck this up. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're gonna screw the pooch so hard on this one. It's not even gonna be funny.
I'm sorry, anyone who likes Sonic.
I love Sonic.
We hope
I
you get
it's good.
Yeah, we want you to get a good Sonic movie, but let's be honest,
Probably won't happen.
odds aren't good. You know, you just
Slim to
don't-
zero, boys and girls. Slim to zero.
Oh my God, can you imagine when's this supposed to come out?
2018.
Can you imagine if it's really good and it's like this is the video game movie that makes it? Like all the other ones
The
are bad till then.
Warcraft sucks. Assassin's Creed sucks. All the ones we're looking forward to just blow, and then Sonic just fucking nails
Yeah,
it.
annihilates.
They're making an
I will
Assassin's Creed
eat.
movie?
I will eat this fucking phone if that happens. Mark your calendars. I'll eat this phone.
Till
Yeah, they're
2018.
making an Assassin's Creed movie with Michael Fassbender is the assassin, Magneto. Yeah, it's gonna be fucking dope. It's gonna be way fucking dope. We talked a lot about that one. I can't wait for a trailer for that fucking movie. That's gonna be some good shit.
I like watching Alex play.
Yeah, that game's fun.
My son's
well, they
good
said
at it.
they got a dude. They got. I read something this week. They have a dude do a 120-foot free fall, like the leap of faith, no harness, no net.
That's crazy.
Fucking
Who'd they hire? Jackie
some
Chan?
Some stuntman. Jackie Chan's too old for that shit.
That's back. Maybe in his prime.
He's getting Danny Glover. I'm too old for this shit.
He'd do that shit now. His arm would snap off.
What were we gonna talk about? So you know how we don't give a shit about Power Rangers?
Yes.
Collectively on this show, we say fuck Power Rangers.
I do not like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Didn't like them back in the day before these guys were around.
Collectively on this show, we say fuck Power Rangers. But they added Elizabeth Banks to play Rita Repulsa in the new Power Rangers movie. Now, if you don't know who Rita Repulsa is, she was the super screechy. I think she was Asian in the original one. I don't know what she
They're
was.
all technically
They're all
Asian.
technically Asian, but they get dubbed over and stuff like that. She was like the main bad.
Yeah, all the
villain.
Americans. That's
Right.
filmed separately.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was. But she was like the main baddie in the original Power Rangers series, if I'm not mistaken.
Her with Lord Zed, I think his name is.
Zed. It was, and then Ivan Van Ooze showed up in the movie.
I remember
Great
my
stuff.
Mighty Morphin.
Yes, we are. Yeah, see, you're getting old too, there, motherfucker. Don't even pretend like I'm the old man in the group. You throw back plenty here. All right. Power Rangers.
Give me the Thundercats over Power Rangers.
M.a.s.k. Great,
M.a.s.k, yes.
Great 80s cartoons. We could do a whole show on fucking 80s cartoons. Maybe we will someday. I kind of.
But they can't be turned into movies.
No. We would literally just be talking about the cartoons. Transformers, Voltron, Silverhawks, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, and M.a.s.k.
I want to do that now.
If you
Leave
guys,
some comments,
if you guys are interested in that, fucking let us know. We'll do it. I don't even give a fuck. We'll bring this guy back on. We'll do a full 80s. Me and this dude grew up in the 80s.
You guys start talking about M.a.s.k, I'll drag Eric out.
Dude, if we can get Eric on Basement Boy Banter, hashtag what the fuck, Eric. Hashtag what the fuck.
Get the sand out of your mangina.
Grab your nuts off that shelf. So, Elizabeth Banks, Power Rangers, her work in what's that?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Thank you. Her work in Hunger Games. I'm cool with it. I mean, I don't give a shit, but whatever. I mean,
I like her honestly.
I like the casting. I do. She's talented.
Yeah, I agree.
She directed Pitch Perfect 2. She's been in both Pitch Perfect movies. She was in, I want to say, Best of Show. She was in 30 Rock, which I love. I like Elizabeth Banks. I just don't give a shit about Power Rangers. I'm just not, whatever. Fuck Power Rangers. Moving on. So we're huge Ash versus the Evil Dead fans. Have you ever seen Ash versus the Evil Dead?
The new stuff, no.
The new
the
series,
original
the new,
Evil Dead movies,
yeah.
yes.
I
know what a
the
Huey
TV
is.
show.
They got a new
TV
TV show on
show.
Stars. Oh man, you need to watch that shit.
Solid.
It is so fucking classic. Well, we got
Is it Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
Oh
Are you
yeah.
serious?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it is so fucking funny. All right, so
check it out.
season 2's coming back sometime in the summer, I believe. We got 2 big castings for it. Number one is Ted Raimi, which is this. I think he's the brother of Sam Raimi. He's been in a bunch of stuff before. He was actually. You ever see Xena Warrior Princess?
Lucy Lawless.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You remember the dude who used to follow them around all the time in the armor, like in the crappy armor, the little
the clunky guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Ted Raimi.
Oh.
Because Hercules and Xena were like a Sam Raimi
Right.
production. Okay, that's Ted Raimi. So he's gonna be like a friend of Ash's. Who gives a fuck? But Lee fucking
sidekick
Majors.
material.
Yeah, he's good sidekick material. Lee Majors, the $6 million man.
The fall guy.
The fall guy, the icon, is going to be Ash's dad in season 2. Perfect casting. What do you guys think?
Agree.
Agreed.
Agree.
Totally agreed. That is like spot on. Lee Majors is Ash dad. I'm so pumped for that. I am so pumped for season 2 of Ash versus the Evil Dead. It's not even funny. They're doing a new Star Trek TV show with some dude named Brian Fuller running it, which is a big deal because, I don't know, he wrote some other Star Trek shit. But they're only going to do the pilot on TV, and then they're going to move it to some like streaming CBS service that no one gives 2 shits about. So, do you care?
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Apparently none of us give a shit, so we'll move on from there. Rebels this week. We were gone last week, like I had mentioned before, because, things happen. That means we had 2 episodes of Rebels to catch up on this week. As a collective group, we might have watched 1 whole episode, but I know we all stared at our phone for at least 90% of the time that both those episodes were on.
I was watching it while I was earning some doubloons.
He was playing games, he was on Facebook, and I really...
Purple Cop.
Purple Cup. Warming it up.
I was on 2, maybe 4. You don't need to know. It's none of your business. Don't ask.
I like them though. The bits I saw, I liked them.
They were good. I like the purple catfish sperms. Those were good.
Yeah, the weird whale things.
There were whale sperm
Spacey
catfish
worm-
space things that were
Whale.
in. Was that the second episode? That was the second episode.
Well,
the first episode was
they were at the end of the first. At that.
The first episode was a Zeb episode. That was about
Yeah,
Zeb.
I thought they were at the end too.
Yeah, they started flying
The short
with them.
little wasn't the short little lady in the
Yeah,
first episode.
yeah.
That was a Zeb episode. That episode was all right. We got some Zeb history, which he's not my favorite character, so I really didn't care. Second episode, that was more of a raid on a meteor base or something.
Yeah,
like that,
they're trying
right?
to get fuel.
Fuel. They were trying to get fuel. What Brian said. That makes sense. And then they met the sperm catfish whale things in space. And they
You
were
completely
like,
forgot that one smuggler guy came back in that.
Hondu.
The first one.
Hondu came back. Thanks for reminding me. Hondu came back. It was classic. Hondu's
Yeah,
the shit.
classic
That dude.
Hondu.
Hondu's the
Is
shit.
that the guy with the goggles?
Yeah, the goggles.
Isn't there a reward?
Yeah.
The one is like, hey, isn't there money if I tell you? Yeah, Hondu's the shit. He's a throwback from Clone Wars. He was in the Clone Wars series a lot. And then they brought him from Clone Wars over to Rebels, which I like. So the second episode, did I say sperm whale
Yes.
catfish things? Yeah, that was the big, that was the main juxt of the second episode.
Because at the end of the first one, they were like white.
They were white,
And
yeah.
the second one, they changed colors.
And I think this has.
Did they explain how that happened?
It had something to do with the gas or
Vapors or
because they
something.
eat that fuel or something.
They eat the shit in the meteor or something like that? Right.
Which
And-
I think those creatures have to do with the extended universe. I think I've had one of my friends talked
the
about
EU?
them. They have something to do with the Force or whatever.
Well, it was weird that he mind melded with them, or not mind melded. That's a Star Trek thing. But
the
like
girl, the one that was flying, the driving.
Hera,
She
with
was
the tentacles.
Yeah, she was saying
No.
that she heard stories about, being told about the whales having to be able to time warp or whatever,
Huh.
but she always thought it was bunk.
It was like a myth or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. They were decent episodes. I mean, they weren't my favorite of the season. I didn't pay as close attention as I normally do. And none of us did. Let's be honest. I mean,
the first is totally watchable because of
Zeb.
Zeb.
Yep.
And the second one was all right, but if you had to pick, which I don't think you should skip any of them, but if you had to pick one to skip, I would have picked the second one
Really?
over the first
I
one.
thought the second one was better than the first.
Really?
Was the
Oh, there's-
second one where the one dude, his force didn't
Didn't
Yeah.
work.
stop
Yeah,
him?
that was the second one. Yeah, Ezra tried to use the Force at one point and couldn't use the Force, which was interesting. There was some interesting moments in both episodes, actually. We thought it was a two-parter, but we were mistaken because
Don't judge us.
Purple
Don't-
Cup.
how does that explain you two's? You two both thought it was a two-parter.
We're
too.
we're
I don't-
around you. Your stupid's leaking in.
That's such bullshit. That is such bullshit. I can't even begin to explain how much bullshit that is. Let's real quick talk about some WWE stuff real quick. We got WWE Minute real quick. Not a lot's happened. We're gearing up towards Fastlane. Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. AJ Styles is killing it. Kevin Owens is doing good. There's not a lot going on, like wrestling wise, but some unfortunate news. Daniel Bryan, which was huge news, like actually worldwide this week. Daniel Bryan was forced to retire due to multiple injuries to his neck, concussions, different things like that. He's been wrestling for like 16 years. Something
time.
that is a long time. Something seemed off about the whole like retirement. I've heard different rumors that WWE forced him to retire. He thought he could wrestle, but they wouldn't let him wrestle. There's a lot of mixed stuff out there you can find on the internet, and I advise you not to read any of it. Bottom line is he's done wrestling. He's moving on with his life. Hopefully he has kids, whatever. The Yes Movement was crazy. WrestleMania 30, that was his moment right there. I mean, when he won the title and he beat Triple H, beat Randy Orton and Batista in the same night, and became the undisputed world heavyweight WWE champion of the world. That's something that can never be taken away from Daniel Bryan. Yes, since then it's been injury, comeback, injury.
Yeah.
You know, he won the Intercontinental Championship at last WrestleMania.
And that's one of those things you had to see it coming because
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Once you start getting injured, it becomes very easy to keep. It just keeps happening. You know what I mean?
The writing's on the wall.
And as much as we like him and as much as it's fun to watch him wrestle, I'd rather he live and not go through some of these things that some of these football players go through with the concussions and, you know, the weird rage issues. Like, he can move on with his life. You know, he loves wrestling.
What?
We love watching him wrestle. But
And he's married to Brie Bella. I mean, he's doing all right. He's doing okay. I mean, let's be real. Out of the Bella twins, she's definitely the more attractive of the two.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't have the fake boobies like her sister, she's still more attractive. That's all. I mean, you've seen the Bella twins. Don't. Whatever. I'll take the fall. I'll fall on the sword on this one. All right, so we're gonna talk about something we missed from 2 weeks ago. Well, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, never mind. I'll say that for later. Check the Facebook tomorrow for Valentine's Day because I got these sweet Deadpool Valentine's Day that I'm gonna be putting up one at a time when I feel like it and I have time tomorrow. So look out for that. But we're gonna talk about Animation Spotlight. We knew it was coming. Let me just make sure we went through everything. We went through everything, right? Yeah. Why not? Yeah, we went through everything. Sure, why not? Animation Spotlight. New DC animated movie came out 2 weeks ago. We watched it last Wednesday before I got sick. Technically, I was sick that night, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Before I got severely sick. We watched this movie. He remembers a good chunk of it. I'm spotty at best, but we're going to do our best to recap it. I do know, however, I did get a Nightwing action figure with my DVD purchase, which is sweet, and it's sitting on my shelf next to all my other... Did I see something
on the interweb about the old Nightwing and Eastwood playing him? Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. There was a thing of not that he's playing him, but someone made did a rendering of what he would look like as Nightwing. It looks badass, by the way. I mean, we talked about Scott. Oh, that's from the lost episode. You guys will never know what we fucking said about Scott Eastwood.
It's that he's sexy.
Super sexy. And we're both heterosexual males. Just gonna leave that there. What were we talking about?
Batman Bad Blood.
Batman Bad Blood. The DC animated movie came out. It is a continuation of Batman versus Robin, which was the one right before that. And then what was the one right before that? Batman and Son. Batman and Son, and then Batman versus Robin. Batman and Son was good. Batman versus Robin was meh. Batman Bad Blood, super good. We got Nightwing a bunch. We got Damian as Robin a bunch. We got Batwoman, right? Was Batwoman?
Yeah,
it's Batwoman. Batwoman, because she uses guns and she's hardcore. And she's got red hair, which, I mean...
Sorry, I'm partial to redheads.
I liked what she did.
Both, homie.
I liked what she did with her costume. How she had short hair, but then her costume had long hair.
Yeah.
Smart thinking, let's be honest.
That is. If you're a girl, that is. And then we got Batwing, which is like Bat Iron Man, pretty much.
He was pretty sweet, too.
He was pretty sweet. Who was the bad guy in this?
Spoilers.
Well, yeah,
it was
spoilers.
Clone Damien, and...
Oh, yeah. Talia Ghul. That's
Couldn't
right.
remember her name. Talia
That's
Ghul.
right. Talia Ghul was the bad...
As in Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, Ra's al
his
Ghul's
daughter.
daughter. Well, because Batman sleeps with Talia, and that's how Damian's born, because Damian Wayne is actually Bruce Wayne's son in comics and animated movies. But because one night Talia drugged Bruce and got him all doped up and then took advantage of him.
Roofied
She
him.
pulled a Bill Cosby on
Ooh,
Bruce.
that's a rough...
But
Supposed.
no, well, yeah, allegedly. I don't want to
Alleged.
get sued. I heard Bill Cosby's pretty litigious. I want some pudding.
Don't build that shit
And
up
roofies.
and have a Coke and a smile.
Coconut smile and a roofie.
Good, though. Very good. They stepped it up.
The dialogue was better than it had been. It wasn't.
The villain plot was okay.
It was,
but the rest of the characters and the interaction with the Bat family was good.
It was a lot better than Batman versus Robin. Not as good as Justice League Gods and Monsters, but done by a different team.
Right.
But better than Batman versus Robin. Not as good as the Justice League movies. But we got Justice League versus Teen Titans coming. We got a little preview of that on here. I can't remember any of it, but I'm pretty sure it was good.
It had Blue Beetle. We were excited about that.
Blue Beetle. I am excited about that.
And it's got Damian.
We didn't even talk about, too, Young Justice Season 3 is now all of a sudden maybe going to come straight to Netflix because then all of a sudden they put season 2 on Netflix, and one of the executive producers is talking about season 3 might just happen on Netflix.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even know. But
As long as it happens, I won't complain.
I just want it to happen.
Yeah.
I honestly, I started, oh man. I was just thinking about Rick and Morty. That was random thought of the night. No, I was Batman versus Superman. No, wait, what are we talking about? Batman, Bad Blood.
I don't think you can handle much more episode.
Episode's almost over, people, I promise. Actually, I'm going to call it right here because this list is done. We talked about this. It was good. It was, I don't know.
We enjoyed it.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
7
A solid 7.
It's a solid 7 out of 10.
Just so you know, I'm taking that home with me so I can watch it.
You want to borrow it? You can borrow it. I'm not going to watch it. I already saw it once. I got a full
Already
plate
slept
on
through
mine.
it, so I've got.
I didn't sleep through it. I was awake the whole time. You were with me. I was awake. I might have been half
awake.
drunk, but I
He
was
was
awake.
awake.
Damn
The
it.
whole time?
Yeah.
He muscled through it. That's
I
because he
did.
wasn't paying attention.
I was paying attention as much as I paid
Like
attention
every
to
10
anything
minutes.
else.
I don't even understand what's going on anymore.
Well, and then at one point I thought the movie had ended, and then it went
That was
for
good.
like another
That-
20
I like
minutes.
that. They were sneaky about how they did it because
They were.
they saved Batman.
So you weren't in a leather chair in the dark and you stayed awake, is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. No, I was on his broken, beat-up couch, eating chips and salsa, drinking Captain and Cokes.
Okay, that's a secret then.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, that was sneaky as shit. So they acted like they were ending the fucking movie, and then I was like, all right. So I checked out. I was like, movie over. That was good. And then it kept going for like 20 fucking minutes, and that was like the final fight sequence. And I was busy doing something else. And then I looked at him, and I was like, wait a minute, didn't
Playing
this
on
movie
his phone,
end?
wasn't he?
Didn't this movie end 20 minutes ago? And Brian's like, no, it's the final fight sequence, Thor. And I was like, oh yeah, I knew that.
I liked that sneakiness they had in it. It was good.
It was a solid movie. 7 out of 10. Solid 7 out of 10. I'm more excited for just give me the Killing Joke. I just want that fucking Killing Joke movie. Like Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, that storyline, possibly rated R in an animated movie. Yes, please. Like, yes, please. So that's it. That's episode 44. I mean, we don't got much more, do we? No, we're good.
44.
44 episodes. It's been a long time. Hey, tell us what you think. You know, I mean, really, who gives a shit what 3 idiots sitting at a table with a hammer have to say? What do you think about what we talked about? Anything? Let us know, because we actually give a shit. I mean, not a lot, but a little bit. I'll read the fucking comments. So leave them. Follow us everywhere. Any social media, you can find us. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that shit. Share the video. We would appreciate it. Brian especially.
Me
He'll help you out. He'll give you a handy in a parking lot in Jiffy Lube.
Mm-hmm. Share it twice and you'll get spit.
Ooh. Yeah. Deal. I'm Thor. This is Chad, our special guest. That's Brian. He's always here too. We'll be back next week. Episode 45, full of that nerdy ass goodness y'all love. But until then, deuces. If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.